Hello and welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is The Green Show. I'm your host, Matthew, and I'm joined by Kian and Ethan. And I want to start by asking, did you hear about the tragic news in the Midlands?
Come on.
There's been floods all over Coventry. It's just tears and tears.
How long did you
Brilliant.
practice that for?
It's just not fair. It's just not fair.
I feel like over the two legs are the better side.
You think?
Yeah, I know the way Sunderland play it's similar to Forest.
I thought first leg, Sunderland had a game plan. They executed that exactly how they wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
And they did exactly what they wanted to at Coventry. And that was the first time they'd won there in, I think, 35 years. It might have been 30 years, but it's a long time.
I mean, they obviously got very lucky with their second goal at Coventry.
Yeah,
Van Eerwijk.
That was really poor from Cov.
Yeah, he's a good player though, Van
Yeah.
Eerwijk. But that probably shot his confidence a lot.
But I would say as well, I think that out of all the players on the pitch, Dan Ballard deserved that goal more than anybody else. I think it was something ridiculous, like 32 recoveries or interceptions over the two legs, which is absolutely mad.
He's always been good though.
Yeah.
Like coming through Arsenal's academy, then had a really good loan spell at Millwall when they almost got playoffs because he was in that back three of Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson, and it was so solid. And then he's gone to Sunderland. I think did he join them the year they got promoted?
I'm not sure, but he's been there a couple of years now, and he's been doing very well for a while. He's a good player.
I mean, the way he adjusted for that header as well yesterday.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's super.
He's literally folded it in half. Was it off the post or off the bar?
Yeah, off the bar.
Yeah,
I mean,
off the
you
bar.
couldn't hit it better because the keeper had no chance because it went off the bar. You couldn't do anything. I mean, but as I said, are those the best home limbs that we've seen? I mean that full
Probably
stop.
has to be.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like the shot of that camera.
Well,
like,
the
afterwards.
Bradford limbs were pretty
Bradford limbs.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get onto that obviously. I think Sunderland's limbs there were absolutely.
good. This season, 100%.
Birmingham have good home limbs, especially this season.
Coming from
Yeah.
a man who hates Birmingham. That is
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
if you haven't watched the Green Show before, you don't realise how big that is. Keaton saying that.
Yeah, I'm actually praising them. No,
He's seen the hate and he's gone, can't deal with it anymore. We'll back it up. We'll rewind.
Reverse
I
it.
remember Cardiff's limbs against Swansea.
Yeah, they were good.
quite
They were good. But
Finding goals, sorry, mate.
but also
3.
I want to say as well to the commentator. I read who it was earlier. I can't remember who it was.
Gary Weaver.
Gary Weaver. Yeah. What an amazing job he did, and not speaking for like 17 seconds and just letting that moment breathe. Because a lot of commentators would have spoken over it with some like pre-planned BS that they thought of, and they would have ruined the moment. But he just let it breathe, and it was superb to watch.
He is the best commentator in the country.
I think potentially.
But no, I've always loved Gary Weaver's commentary. It's so good.
I was thinking it the whole game that it was quite good, and then
Was it
that
definitely
moment.
Weaver? I didn't actually
Yeah,
watch
it was.
It was either Weaver or
You
Danny.
didn't watch the
was.
game? Crazy.
You
I
didn't
was
watch
at a
it.
concert.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, I was at a
Oh.
concert.
Fair enough. But
I've
I'll
seen
let
the
you
hi-
watch.
I was actually thinking, how are you commenting on all this if you've not watched the
I've
game?
seen the highlights.
Oh.
Oh, he's a highlight
Seen the
merchant.
Well, I'm not
No.
going to sit there in a concert just having
Yeah, that's
Sunderland
why not?
against
That's
Coventry.
poor
You've got to do it for
dedication.
the love
That
of
is
the game.
poor dedication.
But we'll move on to the other playoff as well, though. Obviously, a bit more boring. It was 6-0 in the end,
6-0,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it ended 0. That was so poor from Bristol. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
what are you doing?
They
You got to the playoffs and you do that. You can't do that.
it just kind of shows how underdeveloped they kind of are. Like, I think they've got the playoffs too early. I think they need to regroup, like strengthen on their squad and go again next year. 'Cause I reckon they could do it next year.
Do you think they keep Liam Manning then?
Yeah.
You don't think he gets poached by somebody?
I think
You don't think?
Oh, I don't know.
Uh,
It's so 50-50.
the only place I see him going is Leicester.
I
don't,
see
I
that,
don't
though.
think he'll go. I think you'll get someone else. I think you'll get Danny Roll.
Maybe, but I've heard he might be going to Southampton. I think if they keep Liam Manning, though, and they can keep the majority of that squad together, they will be a very strong side next season. I think they'll be one to watch out for. But do you think someone like Middlesbrough might have done better if they'd got it on the final day?
Well, I think Middlesbrough are a bit more solid. Like, especially on paper, they've got a better team. On paper, I know Bristol have obviously done better than them this season. But I did want to say, though, they got shafted in the first leg. Bristol.
Yes,
It
they
was
did.
never a red card.
Yeah.
Never.
I was gonna say, I mean, you've done the refereeing qualifications as well. Double jeopardy. Like,
Yeah.
if you're in the box and you take someone out, that's not a red card, it's a yellow card because they get the penalty. So that, in my opinion, I mean, obviously it's about making an attempt to play the ball, but he sort of did. I think it was
you see his leg.
It's a very tough decision. I don't know whether it's one that VAR would have overturned or
It's
not.
one of the most highly debated red cards I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To be fair, the refereeing across all the playoffs, I think, this year have been pretty dire.
I mean,
we'll get onto it.
We'll go on to League One ones in a bit, but like, I think a lot of decisions have been really poor.
People are making the argument that he's not attempted to play the ball, which I think he has personally, and he's got a player right in front of him, right? What else is he meant to do? Is he meant to just put his foot through the back of him?
Yeah.
What's he meant to do? So he's actually tried to put his leg around him and try and win the ball. And Kiefer Moore's gone down so easy.
But
he's gone down.
You're always going
to
there.
But he's in front of goal. Like he's got 3 shots.
Yeah, but if you get touched, you're going down on the floor.
Oh yeah, come on, you are.
It's a soft one, but it's a penalty. I can admit of that. But it's never a red card. That is one of the awful. It's Langford, one of the awful refs.
So Sheffield United Sunderland in the final. Who's going to win? Who's going to win?
I hope Sunderland.
We all want Sunderland.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the
It's just
majority of
different.
football fans want it to be Sunderland because that would actually be interesting to see them in the Prem.
But we know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be Sheffield United.
It is annoying because they looked really poor at the end of the season, but they've just managed to. They did so well against Bristol. They look a class above, and obviously they've just got more quality, I think, than Sunderland. But Sunderland's still got quality players. Enzo Lefebvre played very well again. Across the playoffs, I think he got 2 assists across the 2 legs.
Yeah.
So
The thing is, when you're bringing Callum O'Hare off the bench, that's when it's like ridiculous.
yeah, so I mean,
That's
so much
like
more
the
quality.
Man City level of when they're bringing on Grealish, Foden, De Bruyne, and then you just see Sheffield United in the Championship bringing on Callum O'Hare, who on his day is one of the best players in the Championship. I know he hasn't started a lot this season, but it's ridiculous.
I think as well as a Leicester fan, I'd rather see Sheffield United go up because I think they'd be better competition for us next season than Sunderland.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense to want Sunderland to stay down because we're more likely to beat them than we are to beat Sheffield.
I reckon Sunderland could hold their own though.
I reckon they could. I mean,
they're going to go realistically. All the 3 teams getting promoted this year are going to go back down again.
yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I think Leeds have got the only chance. I think I'd say Leeds have got about a 6% chance of staying.
Burnley's
And then, but out of the 3 teams, they've got a 6% chance. I'd say Burnley have a 30. Then
I think
Sheffield, 10.
I think Burnley having a good defensive record could do them.
That
really
will help
good.
them.
Because they conceded 16.
Yeah, but then if they
goals?
lose every game 1-0, they're still a loss every game.
Yeah. I don't know.
I do think atmosphere does play a big part at Wembley, and obviously that Sunderland end will probably be
Loud.
one of the loudest ends
Yeah,
that's been
of
there in a while. So I do think that could help them in the final. I mean, and any final is anyone's game. Like it's just whoever plays better on the day, really. But you would put your money on Sheffield United, wouldn't you?
Should we do some scoreline predictions?
We can do. I reckon 2-1 to Sheffield United.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Sheffield United.
I'm gonna go Sunderland to win.
Are you?
So I'm gonna go 1-0 Sunderland.
Yeah, I'd like that to be the score. That'd be more interesting. But I do think next season would be very bad for Sunderland if they went up, unless they did what Forest did and just put loads and loads of money in.
If they do go up, I hope Newcastle absolutely batter them. I hope they're brilliant.
Yeah, I was about to say the big reason I think people want Sunderland up is the what's the derby actually called?
Timeway derby.
Timeway derby. Yeah. We want that.
Yeah,
Like, we need that back.
Who doesn't want it? It's one of the best derbies in football, I'd say, and it's an actual proper hatred.
I think it's the best one in England.
It's definitely up there.
I think it's that.
I'd say it's one of the top.
Yeah.
I think Steel City derby's underrated. I don't think that
but I
gets
don't think
talked
it's
about enough.
on that level. It's not on the Sunderland, Newcastle, Villa, Birmingham.
Yeah.
The one thing I'd say though about the derbies and stuff is I don't really like it when it's 2 teams in the same city because people call them like friendly derbies in a way because so many people who work for the other, like you're friends with them, you work with them, like Liverpool and Everton, the pinnacle of it. Like all Liverpool and Everton fans know each other, so I think obviously game day that's a different thing, but
no, but I feel like they just hate him anyway. Like my mate said when I went up to Newcastle, he used to work in the Odeon, like in Durham. Luke 09 walked in there, and then like every Newcastle fan would just refuse to serve the bloke. It's like, I'm serving that dirty Mackham.
Well, no, that's what I mean though. But
Like, they
Newcastle
actually
and
hate
Sunderland,
him.
there's 2 cities there, so they actually hate each other because they don't see each other on a regular basis. And when they actually play each other, it's like
I mean,
it's a big thing.
That cup game they had, was it last season?
Yeah, I mean that was
mental. Like Newcastle got that whole lower tier, didn't they?
yeah.
Which was crazy.
That was a
but-
crazy game.
Yeah.
But should we move on to the final day, like talking about relegation and stuff in the Championship, because we spoke about the playoffs for a while.
Luton's
now.
gone down.
Can we take a moment to
Get
laugh at
in.
Luton?
Get it.
Well, when
So
I said
funny.
that about Coventry about the playoffs, you all said I was being rude about it.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is Luton.
I have to say on Coventry that they have had one of the worst times in the last 3 years. Like in terms of losing a playoff semi-final.
I was going to say.
Losing a playoff semi-final, losing in the semi-finals at Wembley, and then losing the playoff final.
Yeah.
Oh well. Move on.
I'm loving it.
Where were we? Luton.
Yeah, Luton. No, they've gone down obviously.
so glad they've gone down.
And Plymouth and Cardiff have gone down. They're the 3 relegated teams.
I do want to say fair play to Plymouth. They
Yeah.
gave it a real go.
Yeah, but come up short, so I will.
I know.
I was going to say, I mean, obviously, they lost 2-1 in their last game against Leeds in the 93rd minute, I think it was, something like that. But they didn't have enough either way. Even if they'd won, they wouldn't have stayed up.
I can't pronounce the manager's name. I think it's like Masoud.
I'm not even going to try.
Miron
Yeah.
Mizelic, I think it
That's
is. Miron Mizelic.
I hope they keep him.
Yeah,
They probably will do. They
I
probably
think
So
he did a good
I
job.
think he's done a great job.
He speaks
considering-
very well.
Yeah, like that interview that. Well, no, not the interview. There was that video that came out when he
Yeah.
got appointed, talking to all the staff, talking to all the players. Great manager, but we all thought Plymouth were down by Christmas. We thought they were gone when they have Rooney, but he's come in, and technically they could have stayed up on the last day. I know it was probably impossible because of the goal difference, but fair play.
It would
to-
have been impossible points-wise as well now, I think.
No, they could have stayed up
'Cause that's-
points wise.
Could they? Oh.
I think they were
Yeah.
They were 3 points behind.
Yeah, but they would have had to have like a 15-0 win against
that's
Leeds.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if the goal difference wasn't there, but no,
I'm just happy though. I'm just happy Plymouth have gone.
really.
Why?
Happy.
Yeah. Well,
Got Plymouth shirt up. We can't be saying this about Plymouth.
cheaper tickets next year.
Oh, right.
Same
Yeah.
with Luton.
Yeah,
That's why I'm glad Luton have gone. 'Cause I'm not paying £33 for a Luton game.
No,
Behave.
why not? Do you not want to go to
I'm
the
not
Kenny?
paying I'm not. Yeah, I do. I'm not paying £33 for it. That is double Southend. That is double a National League. game.
But I do want to talk about the other side of that Plymouth game. Leeds scoring in the 93rd minute to win a title. Like, is there much better way to win a title than that?
No.
no.
Well, I'd say maybe against your rivals, but
Maybe, yeah.
maybe
So, already relegated
Burnley
side.
a couple seasons ago against. Sorry, last season. No, 2 seasons ago against Blackburn.
yeah.
That
or
was lit.
maybe doing it at home.
Yeah. If that,
Being
that-
away
that-
kind of dampens it.
But the fact they went behind as well and they managed to come
Yeah.
back into the game in the 93rd.
It's like Brentford all over again when Jack Harrison and Rafinha scored in like the last minutes to stay
Yeah.
up in the Prem.
Yeah,
They love a late goal.
they do. But I thought
Save their season as well.
we were talking about the Sunderland limbs earlier. I thought those Leeds limbs were incredible as well. Like, and I saw all the players were starting chants on the pitch with the players
Yeah.
afterwards. That looked incredible.
Yeah, it'd probably been a proper party atmosphere, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
So,
but I do
they
feel
just
for
won the league.
Burnley because they did all they needed to do. They beat Millwall on the final day, who are obviously
they
still
were 1-0
fighting
down,
for
though,
playoffs.
weren't they?
Yeah, because well, Millwall obviously were fighting for playoffs. If they'd won that game and Coventry or Bristol had lost, they'd have been in the playoffs.
I just want Millwall to get playoffs one day. Like they've been so close, so
It'd just
many
be carnage,
times.
wouldn't it? Especially if they got to the final. Can you imagine Millwall at Wembley?
They pitch,
That'd be brilliant. That'd
It'd
be
absolute
absolute brilliant.
carnage.
they pitch invaded last time.
They're probably the only team that's managed to do that because you have the fences at Wembley, which make
Yeah.
it almost impossible.
Yeah, but no. Got it from Millwall, wanted them to do it, but
Yeah, I'd have liked to see them in it. I think they wouldn't have done very well though.
no.
If Millwall, imagine if Millwall did go up into the Prem, they'd beat Derby's record, surely.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
Is
But
it-
I thought the same about Cov. I think Coventry would have done the same. I still think Sunderland could if they don't invest correctly. If they
They've got a young squad, Sunderland, that's the thing.
But you need some experience
need
in there. You need
experience,
some.
yeah.
I think if they could bring in, they've got Isidore up front, but they need, I'd say, one older midfielder who's got experience. They got a very good midfield,
Yeah,
but
but
they need an experienced player in
Then
there.
you've got to drop either Dan Neil or Joe Bellingham.
That's the
That's
problem.
the issue.
And
then you-
realistically, you're not dropping Joe Bellingham.
Unless you sign Jude.
I
Jude
think,
Bellingham to Sunderland. Here we go.
I think they would need another centre half.
Yeah,
I
yeah, an
like Luke.
experienced
I
one.
like Luke O'Nien a lot. I don't think he would be.
I don't think he's prem quality.
No.
I do.
You
Do
think-
you?
He's
I
very
do.
versatile, isn't he? He can
Yeah.
play, he can
Yeah,
play like left back, right back.
I
yeah.
really like it. I mean, it's probably because it's so small.
Like
but
you,
like-
like you, mate. Sorry.
But no,
Shows-
they've got a decent squad. I think it goes overlooked. So they've got Chris Rigg, who's still like 16 or 17, and he looks incredible. When I was watching it yesterday, every time he got the ball on the right, he was really.
They're literally
drilling into
holding
the
him
box.
until someone goes, I have 40 million. Then
Yeah.
cheers.
But
Trey
apparently-
Hume as well.
Job Bellingham might be off though. Is the one thing I would say is if the rumours are true.
Is that if they stay down? Or
I don't know. If they stay up, they'll obviously do much more to try and keep him. But I think he might be gone either
Where
way.
have you seen that he's going to? I've not seen it.
I don't know where he's going, but apparently there's a lot of clubs.
I saw Dortmund on him.
There's a lot of clubs interested, like Dortmund. I think
Saw
Madrid
Dortmund.
obviously want to bring him in to be like backup or play one of their youth teams.
the double Bellingham midfield.
Can you imagine if they play next to each other? That'd be crazy. But should we move down to League One
Yeah.
and talk about that? So,
Not much to
where do we want to start? Playoffs or do we want?
Would you mean there's not much to say? Stop.
Well, no, on the last
Stockport
day. on the last
Orient.
day.
Do we want to start with playoffs or do we want to start with final day?
Should we go playoffs? We'll go playoffs.
All right.
Leighton Orient.
What? The refereeing
cheating.
is what?
To be fair, it's not cheating.
It's not cheating, but like you know what I
It's
mean.
not his fault. It's not Charlie Kelman's fault.
That offside, like, I mean, how can you not see that? I mean, it just
Does the line
baffles
Does
me.
the liner think that the player has not headed it? Does he
Possibly. That's
Does,
the only
do they
thing I
think
can
it's
think
from the original pass? That's what I'm thinking.
maybe I don't know,
But
but
doesn't the referee have to say, like, if a player gets a touch on the ball?
I don't know.
Like, don't they say now or something? I'm pretty sure they do.
Funnily enough, I've not refereed in
Yeah,
the EFL or the Premier League, so I don't know.
No, it's
but
just I thought I saw that somewhere. I thought this.
I don't know, but either way, it doesn't matter. The liner should be seeing that, and they
Oh,
should
yeah.
be fucking offside. Like it's not even close.
It's awful. But they got obviously Stockport came back into the game and then Kelman scored a penalty.
I thought Stockport did very well though. I thought they played some really nice football. I
It's-
thought they're my favourite. I think to go on and win
That's
leg.
who I want to go up. I want
Yeah.
Stockport to go up because it's more of a fairy tale than Wrexham.
I'd agree. Yeah, because they're getting overlooked because of what Wrexham have done. But what people don't realise is they went from the National League straight into League Two and they've gone straight up.
And
I think.
not on Ryan Reynolds' money.
No, just playing really nice football and playing very well. And if they go up next season, I don't think they do that well in the Championship. But
You never know, mate.
but they might if they invest. If you invest correctly.
I mean, that's all it comes down to. You've got to put your money to good places.
Well, everyone at Oxford to finish 24th, they stayed up quite comfortably. You don't know.
Yeah.
Like they keep defining. I think I saw a graph the other day of Stockport's growth from National League North, going from there to League One.
That's 6 years, isn't it?
Something like that. and
It's
mental.
ridiculous how quickly they've done it.
Mental.
They've done very well. I'd like to see them up, or I'd like to see Charlton up as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably a contender
like
for one of the most
I'd
boring playoff games there's ever been. Because I mean, like, I've seen these tweets and stuff. This guy commented, Charlton fans have been arrested for trying to leave. The police are keeping them inside the stadium as punishment, making them watch the game. Because that's how bad it was. I mean, hopefully the second leg on Thursday will be a bit better. But
That Charlton Wickham game, you see Wickham didn't even sell out. There
no,
was so many empty seats.
which is quite bad for a playoff. Like, I mean, then again, Sheffield United didn't sell out either, though.
Yeah, it's weird though. Like Wickham, you'd think they'd sell out. No,
I don't know.
there's not. I know they've been poor this second half season, but you've got a playoff game.
You have got a lot of big clubs nearby, though. They're decently
I
near.
still think they could have sold out.
It's not too far from London, though. I think a lot of people from that.
It's probably with ticket prices. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
back-
It goes back to that, doesn't
good
it?
Point. I don't think it'd be too much for. I'll probably have a look after. I don't think it'd be too much for League One.
No, I think it probably was.
Mm.
No, but that game was absolutely awful. But we've got the second leg of Leighton Orient beat Stockport tonight. What do you reckon will happen in that game? It's at Stockport, obviously.
I think Stockport.
No,
go
I reckon
through.
Orient do it.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon Orient.
You're just having an upset today.
No, I just reckon Orient do it, you know.
I mean, they did start.
Oh,
into
and
it
when
last
and when
minute.
it comes in, whoever's doing clips tomorrow, you can clip that, and I'll look like a genius.
Well, maybe you will. I mean, we will find out tomorrow. But
Stockport go through.
I think Stockport go through. I think it'd probably be quite comfortable as well. I reckon 3-1. 3-1 to Stockport.
What are we saying for the other one? Oh, we're doing scorelines.
Yeah, I reckon 3-1.
Say 1-0 Stockport.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Charlton. Charlie Kelman again.
Charlton?
Orient. They're both playing red. They're both playing red.
Charlton Wickham, what do we reckon for that? Is that Charlton? Valley Floyd Road?
I reckon Charlton wins.
Valley
2-1.
Floyd? Is it?
That's where it is, Floyd Road.
Floyd-
The Valley, Floyd Road.
I thought it was just called the Valley.
Well, it's called the Valley.
Oh.
About the
It's
road.
on Floyd Road.
It's about the road.
The Valley, comma, Floyd Road.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1-0 to Wickham.
I don't like that.
No, I'm going
header.
2-1 Charlton.
No, I'm gonna.
No.
I'm saying this now. 1-0 Wickham. 80th minute. Header at the back post from a corner, in front of the Wickham fans.
Who?
I don't know. I don't even know who plays for Wickham now.
You know, heard of Kone?
Yeah, Richard
Plays
Kane.
there.
I don't think it'll be him. I think it'll be a centre half.
And I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 to Charlton. And I know a lot of people support them, so I hope you like
1-0
that
Wickham.
prediction.
I reckon it'd be Campbell who gets a brace.
Yeah, I reckon that could definitely be
2-1.
the case.
2-1.
I'd like to see Charlton up. They are
They deserve it.
they are a championship at least quality club. Like they are.
Ooh.
Sorry, not quality, like size. They've got
they're a big
they've got
club, they're a big
30,000 seater stadium. Like people don't realise how big the valley is. It's
I
massive.
mean, surely if they don't go up, some championship club comes calling for Tyrese Campbell.
Surely, yeah, he's been very
Surely.
good.
He's unreal.
Who's
And
the other guy who's
age
been
as well.
banging in goals? Though? They got another one as well. I can't remember what his name is. Matty Godden, that's it.
Godden, yeah, but
He's been
old.
very good
He's
as
old
well.
now, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's been ridiculous this season.
Former Cov though. I'm surprised you're.
He's still been a
praising
good
him.
player. He's
No,
still,
good.
he's been very good this season. But they've got a good squad. I think Charlton. I think they're the one that I look at the most. If they went up, they'd stay up. I think.
Yeah.
I think they're the
Yeah.
one that I'd give most chance.
I
Probably.
personally think Stockport will end up winning the whole thing.
You think? I think it'll be a Charlton Stockport final, which we both said 2 weeks ago, and I maintain
But I've
that.
changed my mind now, so I think it'll be a Stockport Wickham final.
Fair
Stockport
enough.
will win.
But Reading missed out on the playoffs last minute. But the thing I wanted to say about them is they've finally found a buyer. They're
Great
safe.
stuff.
I think who was it? Redwood Holdings or something like that.
Couldn't
It's,
have
it's some
I mean,
random guy, but they finally found a buyer.
They-
They're safe.
They ruined my bet on the last day because I lost to Barnsley, but
But no, but my only point on that was I'm happy to see them bought because they.
yeah, of course.
Think how horrible it's been for them fans. It's been like what
And could you imagine them playing in the National League?
4 or 5 years hasn't
yeah,
it
because
been as well?
they were going to
Yeah.
get expelled, weren't they? For
Yeah.
the EFL.
They got bought on the final day. Like, it went right down to the deadline. Because I saw that on the last day, and I was very happy for
Do you know
them.
what? They're going to win League One next season.
You reckon?
No, Cardiff will.
Yeah, I reckon.
Cardiff will, and then
No.
Who?
Cardiff won't win.
Reading will go up. Reading
Who's
will
going to
go
win it then?
Reading, I reckon.
You think?
How wealthy are these new owners? That's the thing.
I don't know. I don't
That's
think they're
the
that
question.
wealthy. I think they're just like
Just-
good enough to buy it.
Yeah,
and stuff.
just keep it settled.
But should we go to League Two now?
Well, we haven't even spoke about like the main part of the Green Show. Birmingham getting 100 odd points.
Oh yeah,
We've
good point.
already
They
got-
broke,
That's it,
they
like-
broke the EFL points record. Like they
Yeah.
got the most points out of any EFL team ever.
I know.
What did you make of that, Kian?
Spent 30 odd million pounds. Not impressive.
It's not impressive breaking the
Not
points
impressive.
total.
Sorry, they've broken the points record of any league.
Was it 110 or 111?
Something like that. I
They
mean,
didn't spend that much money, and
That's current. How can you say it's not
just-
impressive?
it's still
They've literally
impressive.
No.
They've broke the points total across England.
Sorry, I'm going to break your argument now, right? Look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid spent millions and millions and millions. And they've not won anything this season. They're probably not going to win La Liga either.
Why are we comparing Real Madrid to
Let me-
Birmingham?
We'll go more your level.
Because they have spent so much this season, and that squad is not working as a team at all. To spend money and get the team playing
Yes.
together and playing well is impressive because you can put all the good players in the world together, and it doesn't necessarily work because that's what happened at Real Madrid
I still think they
and
get.
England.
I still think they get humbled next season, finish 18th.
You
Yeah,
reckon
but that's not humbling.
you reckon they're going to go down next season?
18th is not going down.
Are you dumb?
No, I was just genuine question. That was
Oh no, they're
I'll
not going
start
down.
saying
like
They don't go
I
down.
said a few weeks ago, they have more chance of going down than finishing top
They've got
half.
they've got
That is
money.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That
but,
is-
that is
but look,
ridiculous.
you're
That is
saying
absurd.
that these fans are saying they're going to go up.
Mate,
No one's. I've never seen anyone said that.
I can show
They
you.
did say
I
they
can
were
show
gonna.
you.
They did say they were gonna sign Hermanson,
Yeah,
which is absolutely.
exactly. This is what I mean.
I will say, if you're a Birmingham fan and you think you're gonna sign Mads Hermanson, what have you been
He's-
smoking?
right.
Because
Sorry.
he's not going to a championship club. He's leaving us and going to the Premier League or a league abroad. He's not going to Birmingham. But
See, you're starting to get. You're starting to get on the
but
train
they're not
now,
saying
Matt.
they're going to go up. That's just like everyone's
Fair.
had like, oh, we're going to sign this player. We're going to sign this player.
If you're editing this, I'm going to send you all the screenshots I can find saying that they'll get
All right.
top 6 all going on.
all right, fine. But
So
please just include please just include one photo.
yeah.
I mean,
The only one I can find.
Cut this bit out and literally just if Kian sends you about 5 photos, just put one. Just like, this is the only one we can find.
No, but I still think it's impressive. Even
Yeah, you can't say it's not. I mean, look at Forest. How much did they spend? They
Yeah.
spent,
That's
and they still
bought
won this in 35
exactly.
years.
that's different. That's Premier League. They spend ridiculous money in League One.
Are they
Which,
nearly going to get relegated?
when,
No. Forest spent how much on 30 odd players?
this is that's Premier League though. This is not League One.
Yeah, but
where
Birmingham.
Yeah, but they wanna get
Birmingham
to
should
it.
have never been in League One.
Yeah, but
I can
they
give you
they
that.
will comfortably stay up next season, and I'm happy to put my neck on the line and say that because Birmingham.
I reckon they get playoffs next season.
No.
Oh.
You sound like them lot now.
No, I genuinely reckon they get playoffs next season.
The thing is that they could though, because if they invest well, it's the same with Wrexham. If they buy a crap ton of players, like I know you're talking about spending big money. If they do it again,
Exactly.
what's stopping them?
I'd actually like to see Wrexham get promoted again.
You're weird.
If it's like-
You're
No,
weird.
no,
You're
no.
weird. You're weird.
With it, well, what is the harm? To be fair, I don't see the hate on Wrexham, right?
The only thing is, it's a new team. That's my only argument. It's a new team in
I
the
don't.
Prem.
Yeah, but I don't get the hate, right? So the aim of football is to get as high as you can, right? So why would they not put money into it so they can get to like?
I think it's one of
as
those
high as
things where if
possible.
it's not
That's
your
what I
club,
don't. That's what I don't.
if it's
understand.
not your club, you don't like it. But if that was your club, you'd absolutely love it.
I mean, it's no different to.
Is that Saudi
Man City,
investment?
yeah.
If we got bought by a public investment fund, I'd be saying brilliant, absolutely amazing. We're going to spend loads of money.
I just don't get the hate.
But
It's
if
like,
other
you
teams
bought
do,
the
I don't
league.
like it.
I dislike Birmingham more than I do Wrexham.
Christ.
I don't.
I like Ryan Reynolds.
I don't
I like
dislike
Ryan
them
Reynolds. I like Ryan
specifically.
Reynolds.
I like Deadpool, therefore I like Wrexham.
I don't dislike them specifically. I just think it's kind of showing what the problem is with football now is unless you've got rich owners, you can't compete. Which I guess is the way football's going, but I'm not necessarily a fan of that because I think it should be a lot more about, youth and investment in your youth system.
Well,
but,
Luton got to the Prem without spending
yeah,
much.
maybe, but
Yeah, then they went straight.
how many
Exactly.
teams like Birmingham and Wrexham? How many youth products do they actually have in those teams? Because I don't think it's that many. Like it can't be that
I don't
many.
even
That's
think-
I personally think about name me your current favorite Forest player.
Gibbs White.
Right, name me your current favorite Man United player.
Oh, well, Diallo. At the
He
moment.
came through your youth system.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Did he not?
They
Came from
signed him.
Atalanta.
Of course he
They signed
did.
him.
Damn it. Well, you've both not proven my point there.
What did you want me to prove?
I was hoping that you would say like a youth player. But then again, you don't have any youth
Yates.
players either because you bought all your players.
Yatesy.
He's your only youth player, isn't he, in your first team,
You've just
really?
gone from none to one.
One. Yeah, that's not a very big jump.
Yates,
We had
Toffolo.
John.
Yates,
no,
Toffolo.
Yeah, but he doesn't start.
Ah.
He doesn't.
We had Jono, but obviously we sold him.
Yeah, so you sold him. Yeah, so you've got one youth player around your team. That's why, we've got
Great
so many around our team. I love it. It's brilliant. You've got to have youth players.
Matt, you're also 19th.
So we're having fun, but it's not about
back
Leicester. Should we move to League Two now?
Yeah.
Right. So who did playoffs? Walsall played Chesterfield. They beat them 2-0. And the other one was Wimbledon beat Notts County, which ended 1-0.
Riley Arbottle, former Forest player, scoring at Notts County. Quite
All right.
funny.
Huh?
I'm not talking about the Wimbledon game.
Huh?
Wimbledon Notts.
Yeah.
Riley
No.
Harbottle.
No,
Sent it
no.
off.
Well, I don't know why you care so much because you don't have
No,
rivalry
it's
with
just
County,
funny.
do you?
It's just funny. But no.
What I will
Big
say is that
Wimbledon.
Notts County bar is very nice. I like Notts County. They got a nice stadium. It's a nice team.
Anyway, yeah, big for Wimbledon, and I think that's the one I want to go up from League
You
Two.
think?
Yeah, it's the one I want, but
Yeah, I want the one ball score.
Their fans were incredible though. I was seeing all these videos after the game when they were just walking out. They just walked outside the ground and they were stood outside of County Stadium. They were making so much noise. I mean, it was brilliant.
yeah, I do think it will be Walsall that do it.
Really.
I mean, it should be Walsall.
The one thing I'd say is because this is what baffled me. That game. So obviously the first leg ended 2-0 to Warsaw. I think they were away as well, weren't they? At Chesterfield. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But they've won one game in their last 10 or something, and Chesterfield have only lost one game in their last 10. So going into it, you think, well, Chesterfield are obviously going to win because they're in form, but then
Yeah, and
Walsall won 2-0.
Yeah, Walsall were they're in the worst form of their life. I mean, they've generationally bottomed.
Well, they won the last game of the season though, against I think it was Crewe as well, who were decent at the start.
Yeah, mate.
What's Ronnie doing?
Anyway. Yeah, I do think it'll be Walsall. It'll be a Walsall. Well, should we do scoreline predictions for the second legs?
I don't really know. I think
Walsall 2-0. All right, Walsall 2-1.
I reckon
I think-
1-1 in the second leg to Walsall to go through, but a draw.
I'm going to agree with Ethan. 2-1 Walsall.
And then Wimbledon at home to Notts County.
Tell you what,
Wimbledon 1-0.
1-0 County goes to pens.
You think?
We've not had a penalty shootout yet.
Yeah.
Then
Need
who wins?
one.
Who wins on pens?
Wimbledon.
I think 2-0 to Wimbledon. I think they'll do it at home. But then their form has been patchy. They tend to win one, then play play badly in the next game. Like, so I don't really know.
1-0 County, Wimbledon to win on pens.
I think it'll be a Warsaw Wimbledon final, which I'd much rather see Wimbledon win.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean,
They're a big club.
my aim is to try and go to every single playoff final.
Which end are you going to try and go in for the championship?
Any I can get a ticket for, to be fair. But if it's choice Sunderland.
Yeah,
I know I said like I want him to get battered, but I want to sing Elvis Presley. So,
You can still sing it. Nothing stops you, mate.
Yeah, but
Or you can just sing Greasy Chip Butty.
Can we talk about though this absolute bottle though from Warsaw? The fact they're even in the playoffs because they were first by 15 points. I think it was 15. It might have been 12.
It's
but
got to be more.
it's generational
It's got
Warsaw
to be
bottle.
more than a Nathan Lowe.
oh, it is for
thing.
sure. You don't just start shipping goals and not scoring any at all.
Like obviously losing Lowe in January was bad. Like you kind of expected a small drop off. Like not as many goals scored, but the drop off they've had is absolutely mental. Like,
Yeah.
How many games did they win since Lowe went? Like it's not many, is it?
No,
No.
Right,
'cause
3.
He
Yeah.
left in January, obviously, and decently early in January. They kept winning up until about the end of February, and then at the end of February they just dropped off
just
completely. So there was a period where he left, and then they kept performing, and then it stopped working.
Yeah.
But obviously Bradford won the league. Did you
No,
see the?
they didn't win the
sorry,
league.
no, sorry, they got autos
Well,
last minute. Did you see the limbs? Is my main point.
like, like the way Bradford have done this season, they've done. Well, I think they just cut all their prices, like for tickets, just so they could sell.
Oh,
out
it's
the ground.
brilliant.
Like,
It's
they
what-
got
it's what-
45. Well, wasn't it 45,000 at one point?
Yeah, it's £5 a ticket. I read,
Yeah.
which is this is what every team in the lower league should be doing. They are a blueprint to me for teams in the EFL. If you want crowds to come in, make the tickets cheaper, and crowds will come.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that, are they?
No, they're not. But this is what happens when they do. But I'm glad Bradford got to go up because they've got a big fan base as well, big stadium.
It was the
Proper club.
most like 96th minute winner kind of goal I think
Yeah.
I've ever seen. What does it do? He takes a shot, it takes a deflection, it just rolls into the bottom corner or something.
You take those. You don't care how it goes in. You
I
just
s-
got to absolutely take
I
those.
saw a Bradford fan got a tattoo of the lad who got the goal for Bradford, Sazovic, used to play for Bolton. I think it was him. Scored in the 96th minute, got a tattoo of it, but then realised it's an own goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was an own goal. So that's ropes.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think I did the same if I thought I scored.
Imagine if you're in that end though. Like you're going crazy. Is it better than Sunderland limbs though?
I don't know, but Doncaster and Port Vale, obviously the other two teams that went up. What do we think of their chances next season in League Two? Sorry, League One.
Meh.
I think.
think that'd be fine?
Not a big fan of Donny.
I think.
Why?
I just got stuck there one time. Just hate him ever since.
I
Like
think-
I got stuck there for about 2 hours in the early
To be
morning.
fair, I don't like Middlesbrough for the same reason. I got stuck
I-
there once.
I think Donny and Port Vale will both go down.
You think?
I think Bradford could stay up.
Yeah, I reckon Bradford stay up.
Yeah,
I think-
Bradford will.
I think the fact that Donny still have. Well, I don't know if they'll have him next season, but Billy Sharp. I know he's not going to
He's
be.
been good though. Well, not good, but he's been all right.
It's more the fact his age.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to be able to score goals at League One if he stays?
I'm gonna pull up his stats. Let's see what how many he's scored.
Well, I'll have a look. We'll have a look. Of course. we'll have a
43 matches, 9 goals.
It's not
So
bad.
It's not
how
awful.
old is he?
Oh, God, nothing now. I think he said 42 though. It might it's
Nice.
something like that. So for 39, I don't know. I had 42.
Might play till he's 50.
He might.
But no.
Maybe like that Japanese geezer.
Miura, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How? Are you checking so?
So I found out
Oh.
I got Bournemouth away tickets probably.
Oh.
Just found out. Sorry.
Lucky you.
But no, I think Doncaster and Vale will both go down, and then I think Bradford will stay up in League One,
Yeah, I
and
think.
then Walsall I think will go down as well.
So you think they'll go up? So
yeah, I think
Walsall go
Walsall
up.
will win the play.
I think if Walsall go up, they'll stay up. They're quite a decent sized club, I think.
Yeah, but it don't.
Everyone's driven past their
I
stadium
don't
as
think
well.
it kind of matters what size club you are, like when you get promoted to like.
I
League
think it
One.
does because it depends how much you can invest and stuff. And I also think people downplay how important fans are because if you've got a whole crowd behind you, you don't want to mess up, you don't want to fail, and like it does drive you on. I think having a big crowd. I think it's why you did so well your first season in why you stayed up the first season in the Prem because that home atmosphere was very good.
And it's why we're going to play well in the charity match. Get your tickets now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Get your tickets now.
It's a great thing.
That's a great plug.
Yeah.
But have we got anything more to say on the
No,
EFL?
not really.
Could go.
I'm going to say, do you want to quickly talk about
I
Southend? Let's
can,
make
I
it
can
quick,
Go on
quickly
then.
do National League if I have to.
Just playoffs, though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Southend are going up, so obviously Gateshead, last game of the season to get promoted, went all that way for a 0-0. Had a good night though, that was all right.
Yeah.
Paddy and Chris, big up. Hopefully they're watching. They told me they'd watch, so shout out to you guys. But all that way for a 0-0, dire game. But we did get promoted, and now we've got
Promoted?
playoffs. Now we've got Rochdale.
You're going to go up to Dale.
I'm not going up to Rochdale.
Oh, come on.
I'm not going all the way up to Rochdale.
When is it?
Why not? Call yourself a fan.
To Thursday. It's Thursday.
Yeah, can't.
I think I'm doing something Thursday. I'm working Thursday, that's why I can't. There you go, that's the reason.
I'd miss it.
But I'm going to, when we beat Rochdale, I'm driving down the M4, I'm going to Forest Green.
Is it only one leg? It's 2 legs, isn't it? Oh, is it one leg?
One leg.
That makes it a lot harder.
Yeah.
So is it one? So is it a quarter-final thing?
It's like
Quarters, semis.
It's like an
final.
eliminator, kind of.
Yeah.
Because you got the teams who go in the semis, and then you kind of have to play the eliminators.
You'll lose to Forest Green.
I think it needs to be changed to the way the League Two do it.
I think three teams need to go up.
I think either have it like sorry, not League Two, League One. So have the first 2 teams going up, and then 3rd to 6th playoff as normal.
Yeah.
Surely,
That's how it should be.
surely York are the favourites.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so it's either Halifax or Oldham, I think.
Yeah.
Halifax or Oldham, and then they've got to play York, because then we have to play Forest Green.
Cool.
I reckon Oldham go through, and then they get battered by York, and then it'll be a York Southend final.
If you take off your Southampton glasses, like for a second,
Generally,
do you genuinely think
I
that?
genuinely think we're going up.
Go Scott
Really?
Morris.
I reckon we're going
Go
up.
Scott Morris to
I'm
score.
going to go see Southend at Wembley.
Right, well,
Again.
you heard it here first. But that'll be it for this week's Green Show. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe and like the video. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time for the next Green Show.